Doesn't stop there. Remember how Constantine's arch is surrounded by those 8 figures that look like the Magi that wearing those same Phrygian caps?
It's a small detail, but it's important. It shows that the line between Mithraism and early Christianity wasn't as clear as we think. And it makes you wonder, how much did this older, more established religion shape Christian imagery?
Okay, so we've got this puzzle, right? Mithraism is popular, especially with the military elites, but somehow Constantine convinces everyone he's this devout Christian. Even though there's all this pagan imagery everywhere, how does that even happen?
Well, that's where Eusebius comes in. He was Constantine's biographer, basically his right-hand man in the Christian world. To understand how the story of Constantine's conversion got so big, we got to look at what Eusebius wrote.
And here's where things get really interesting. At first, Eusebius doesn't even mention the vision at the Milvian Bridge. Like it never happened.
Exactly. It's not until years later at this big fancy banquet that Constantine throws for all the Christian leaders that we hear about the vision for the first time. And get this, the story is told by Constantine himself, a whole 13 years after the battle happened. Seems a little convenient, don't you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a little fishy. So we've got Constantine basically rewriting history at a dinner party. And Eusebius is so impressed by this powerful emperor that he writes about him like he's some kind of divine figure.
When you read Eusebius's work, you can really feel how much he admired Constantine. He uses language that's usually reserved for religious figures to describe him. It's obvious that he totally believed Constantine's story.
And from there, this embellished version of the conversion just becomes the accepted truth. It even shows up in art like Raphael's frescoes. It's crazy how a story can change how we understand the past once it takes hold.
It really shows how narratives, especially ones pulled by the winners, shape how we view history. In this case, the story about Constantine's dramatic conversion becomes the foundation for how we see Christianity's rise to power in Rome.
So what was Constantine really trying to do? If we can't trust the vision story, what were his real motives?
That's the million-dollar question. The video has this really interesting theory. Maybe Constantine was trying to create this super religion by mixing Mithraism and Christianity. It would have been a genius move to increase his power, even if it was kind of messed up.
And it's not just the imagery that he repurposed. Remember those recycled reliefs on the Arch of Constantine? The images of emperors like Marcus Aurelius, Trajan, and Hadrian. It's almost like he's trying to put himself in the same category as those legendary leaders.
Exactly. It's a way for him to show how ambitious he is. Constantine wasn't happy just being another emperor. He wanted to be remembered as one of the greats. By connecting himself to figures like Trajan and Hadrian, he's making a statement. He wants to create a legacy that'll last forever.
But if he wasn't really a devout Christian, like the traditional story says, then where was he getting his inspiration? Maybe the answer is right